In today's world, high-value traits are more than just desirable, they're magnetic. Women are drawn to men who exude strength, wisdom, and emotional control. One of the best ways to cultivate these traits is through Stoicism, a timeless philosophy that helps men live with purpose and resilience. In this guide, we'll uncover 9 powerful traits no woman can resist, and how Stoic principles can unlock your full potential. Let's dive into each trait and discover how Stoicism shapes them. Emotional control. The Stoic secret to unshakable calm. Continuing from the previous point about strength and wisdom, emotional control is the cornerstone of a high-value man that every woman admires. Think of it this way. In the heat of an argument or during a moment of stress, it's easy to lose your cool. But what if you could remain calm, collected, and composed no matter the situation? That's exactly what emotional control gives you, and it's incredibly attractive. Take the story of Marcus, a successful entrepreneur who found himself facing the collapse of his company. He had invested years of hard work, but now everything was falling apart. His friends, family, and employees were all in panic mode. Yet Marcus was different. Instead of reacting emotionally, he turned inward and followed the wisdom of Stoicism. He focused on what he could control and let go of what he couldn't. His calm demeanor, even in the face of crisis, not only reassured his team, but also kept them motivated to help him rebuild. This is the power of emotional control, the ability to stay grounded, no matter what the world throws at you. Women are naturally drawn to men who possess emotional control because it signals maturity, confidence, and reliability. When a man can remain calm under pressure, it makes him appear strong and capable, qualities that provide a sense of security in relationships. It's the kind of strength that's silent, yet incredibly powerful. Emotional control also prevents the destruction of relationships. Imagine being in a heated disagreement with your partner. The tendency is to raise your voice, become defensive, or say things you regret later. But someone who has mastered emotional control will choose their words carefully, remain composed, and think before reacting. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but instead, it's about acknowledging them without letting them dictate your behavior. By practicing Stoicism, men learn to recognize that they can control their responses, no matter how intense the emotions may be. This ability to maintain composure is what makes you a rock in turbulent waters. Women find that kind of stability irresistibly attractive because it shows strength that doesn't need to prove itself through anger or aggression. It's a quiet form of power that provides a sense of emotional safety. So, if you want to attract high-value women, emotional control is non-negotiable. It's not about being stoic in the sense of being cold or detached. It's about being emotionally intelligent and balanced. When you can harness your emotions, not only do you grow as a man, but you also become someone who can navigate the highs and lows of life without losing your sense of self. In the next section, we'll explore how building unshakable confidence ties into this emotional control and how it enhances your appeal even further. Stay tuned. Unshakable confidence. The magnetic force that attracts women. Building on the idea of emotional control, let's delve into another powerful trait: unshakable confidence. Confidence is often viewed as the backbone of a high-value man, and it's something that every woman desires in a partner. But here's the key: true confidence isn't about boasting or being arrogant. It's about having an inner belief in yourself, your abilities, and your worth, no matter what life throws at you. Take the story of Ryan, a young man who always struggled with self-doubt. He was talented, kind, and intelligent, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't good enough. One day, after a particularly difficult breakup, Ryan realized that if he didn't start believing in himself, he would continue to miss out on life's opportunities. He turned to Stoic principles, especially the idea that his self-worth shouldn't depend on the opinions of others. Slowly, he began to shift his mindset, focusing on his strengths and embracing his flaws. As he grew more confident, he noticed something incredible. People, especially women, started to gravitate toward him. His self-assurance was magnetic. What Ryan learned, and what you must understand, is that confidence is contagious. When you walk into a room and own your space, without arrogance but with a sense of inner peace and self-assurance, it draws others to you. Women, in particular, are attracted to men who are comfortable in their own skin. It signals that you are emotionally secure and capable of handling life's challenges with grace. This confidence doesn't come from external validation. It comes from an internal belief that no matter the circumstances, you are enough. Unshakable confidence also allows you to be decisive, which is an extremely attractive trait. In any relationship, whether personal or professional, confidence enables you to make clear decisions, take action, and stand by them. Women appreciate a man who can make decisions with clarity and integrity. It shows leadership and responsibility, two qualities that any woman would want in a partner. However, it's essential to differentiate between confidence and arrogance. Confidence doesn't mean acting superior to others. Instead, it's about knowing your value without needing to prove it to anyone. Arrogance, on the other hand, stems from insecurity. When you try too hard to prove yourself, you actually create distance between yourself and others. So, the key to unshakable confidence is humility. Confidence coupled with humility is the secret sauce that makes you irresistible. Think about the most successful and respected men you know, whether in your personal life or in the public eye. More often than not, they exude a quiet confidence. They don't need to brag, because their actions speak louder than words. This is the kind of confidence that attracts women. They are drawn to men who are at peace with themselves, who don't seek validation, but instead are driven by a sense of purpose and direction in life. In the next section, we will dive into another trait that women find irresistible: the ability to be emotionally available. Let's explore how vulnerability plays a critical role in creating deep connections and lasting attraction. Stay tuned. Emotional availability. The secret to deep connections building on the unshakable confidence that attracts women. Let's explore a vital trait that can turn attraction into lasting, meaningful connections: emotional availability. Confidence might catch someone's attention, but emotional availability is what makes them stay. It's not enough to just be a high-value man with great looks and achievements. If you're emotionally distant, you're building a house with no foundation. Take the story of Alex, a successful lawyer in his 30s. On the outside, he had everything: a high-paying job, a sleek apartment, and a social life full of interesting people. Yet, he kept finding himself in shallow relationships that never seemed to last. Every time things started getting close, he would pull away. Deep down, Alex was afraid of vulnerability. He told himself, "I've worked too hard to get where I am. I can't afford to let anyone in and disrupt that." But after yet another failed relationship, he realized that emotional distance was the barrier preventing true intimacy. He knew he had to face his fears, open up, and start being more emotionally available. So, how does emotional availability make you irresistible to women? When you allow yourself to be emotionally open and available, you show that you're capable of deep connection. Women crave emotional intimacy. They want to feel seen, heard, and understood. This kind of vulnerability fosters trust and makes them feel safe with you. But emotional availability doesn't mean spilling your emotions on the first date or overwhelming someone with your past trauma. It's about being open in a way that's authentic, respectful, and balanced. Emotional availability involves being present, actively listening, and being attuned to your own feelings. It means being able to share your thoughts, dreams, and even fears without the fear of judgment. When you can be open and honest about who you are and what you want from a relationship, it encourages your partner to do the same. This vulnerability creates a powerful bond that can lead to a deeper, more fulfilling connection. However, emotional availability also requires a sense of self-awareness. It means understanding your own emotional needs, being able to communicate them effectively, and knowing when to provide support or when to lean on your partner. It's a two-way street. Emotional availability is not just about sharing your feelings, but also being responsive to the emotional cues of others. Imagine being with someone who is fully present in the moment with you. Someone who listens to your concerns without judgment, who isn't afraid to be real with you, and who shows empathy when you're going through tough times. This is the power of emotional availability. It's what transforms a connection from something casual to something meaningful and lasting. Alex, after opening up about his fears and past experiences, began to connect with people on a much deeper level. His relationships became more fulfilling, and he found that he no longer had to hide behind the walls he had built around his emotions. He learned that being emotionally available didn't make him weak. It made him stronger. It allowed him to build bonds that were rooted in trust, vulnerability, and love. Now, let's transition into the next trait that women can't resist: the power of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share another person's feelings, and it plays a crucial role in nurturing emotional connections. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this essential trait. Empathy, the power of understanding her world. Building on the idea of emotional availability, we now turn to another powerful trait that women can't resist: empathy. If emotional availability allows you to share your feelings, empathy enables you to understand and feel what others are going through. It's the ability to walk in someone else's shoes, to connect on a level that goes beyond words. This emotional depth is something that every woman craves, but it often goes unnoticed by those who are too focused on themselves. Think about Jake, a man who had always been good at picking up women. He was confident, had a great job, and knew how to have fun, but his relationships seemed to go nowhere. Women would open up to him, but he often found himself not knowing how to respond. He would give advice but never truly connect with their emotions. It wasn't until he met Claire, a woman who was kind-hearted and deeply compassionate, that Jake realized something was missing in his approach to relationships: empathy. One day, after a heated argument about something trivial, Claire sat Jake down. She shared how his dismissive attitude toward her feelings had made her feel unimportant. "Jake, I don't need you to fix everything for me," she said. "I just need you to understand where I'm coming from." That moment hit him like a wave. He'd never realized how much women crave to feel heard and understood, not just validated with solutions. It was then that Jake decided to work on developing his empathy. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with everything she says or doing everything to please her. It means truly hearing her, absorbing what she's saying, and responding in a way that acknowledges her emotions. It's about being in tune with her feelings and letting her know that she's not alone in her experiences. Imagine being with a man who listens to your struggles, your triumphs, your joys, and your fears, not just for the sake of winning your heart, but because he genuinely cares. Empathy is especially powerful when someone is going through tough times. When life throws challenges her way, whether it's work stress, family drama, or personal insecurities, empathy allows you to be the support she needs without trying to fix everything. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to be there for her. Holding space for someone, allowing them to express themselves without judgment, is one of the most valuable things you can offer in a relationship. For instance, if she's telling you about a bad day at work, instead of offering a quick fix or changing the subject, ask her questions like, "How did that make you feel?" Or simply say, "That sounds really tough." This level of understanding deepens the connection. It shows that you're emotionally intelligent and capable of being a supportive partner who is there for her in every sense of the word. Empathy, combined with emotional availability, fosters a nurturing space in any relationship. It creates a sense of security where she feels safe to open up, knowing she won't be judged or dismissed. Women who feel understood are more likely to form deeper emotional bonds. They feel valued, appreciated, and loved for who they truly are. As Jake learned, empathy isn't just about being sensitive to someone's emotions. It's about creating an emotional intimacy that makes both partners feel connected on a deeper level. By practicing empathy, you show a woman that her feelings matter to you, that you're in this relationship to understand her, not just to be with her. It's the glue that binds everything together and turns good connections into something extraordinary. Now, let's dive into the next crucial trait that women find irresistible: loyalty. Loyalty is the cornerstone of any relationship, and it's something that holds incredible power in forming long-term bonds. Stay tuned as we explore this next trait. Loyalty, the bedrock of a lasting relationship. Building on the power of empathy, we now turn to another trait that women find irresistible: loyalty. Empathy creates a strong emotional connection, but loyalty is what solidifies it. It's the unwavering commitment to be there for someone, through thick and thin, in good times and bad. Loyalty goes beyond just staying faithful. It's about being steadfast in your support, showing up for her in ways that count, and proving through your actions that you are in this together for the long haul. Think of David, a man who had always been skeptical of relationships. He'd seen friends and family members fall victim to heartbreak and betrayal, so he guarded his heart fiercely. He never allowed himself to fully invest in a relationship, keeping his guard up. That was until he met Sarah, a woman who made him rethink everything he'd ever believed about love. She was kind, confident, and beautiful. Someone who was fiercely loyal to those she cared about. One rainy evening, David was going through a rough patch at work. He felt defeated, as though everything he worked for was slipping through his fingers. He didn't want to talk about it. He didn't want anyone to know he was struggling. But Sarah was different. She didn't push him to open up, but she made it clear that she was there for him, no matter what. As they sat together, she held his hand and simply said, "I'm here, David. You're not alone in this." In that moment, David realized something profound. Loyalty isn't just about being there when things are easy, but about showing up when things are hard, too. Loyalty in a relationship isn't just about staying committed to one person. It's about being the rock she can rely on. Women want to know that, no matter what happens, they have someone who will stand by them, support them, and fight for the relationship. Loyalty means not just saying you care, but proving it through consistent actions, time and time again. When a woman feels that her partner is loyal to her, it creates a sense of safety and security in the relationship. She knows that even when life gets tough, you will be there, not just physically, but emotionally as well. Imagine being in a relationship where you never have to question where your partner stands. When life gets overwhelming, she knows you will always have her back. Whether it's celebrating her successes or supporting her through her lowest moments, your loyalty is an anchor in the relationship. That's what makes loyalty such a valuable trait. It's the foundation upon which trust is built, and trust is the cornerstone of any successful relationship. Loyalty also extends to being faithful, not just physically, but emotionally. It means being fully present and not allowing distractions or temptations to come between you and her. It's about maintaining that bond and nurturing the emotional intimacy that you've built together. Women deeply appreciate a man who is loyal, not just in word, but in every aspect of his actions. It makes them feel valued, cherished, and irreplaceable. In a world where relationships can sometimes feel fleeting or uncertain, loyalty provides stability and reassurance. It's the trait that allows women to feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to open their hearts without fear of betrayal. Loyalty doesn't just make a relationship last, it makes it thrive. Now, as we transition into the next point, let's talk about the importance of ambition. Loyalty builds trust, but ambition inspires growth, both individually and as a couple. Stay tuned as we explore how ambition can take your relationship to new heights. Ambition, the drive to succeed together building on the foundation of loyalty. We now explore a trait that adds spark and dynamism to a relationship, ambition. While loyalty keeps the bond strong, ambition fuels the fire to grow together. Women admire men who have a vision for their lives, a passion for their dreams, and the drive to make those dreams a reality. Ambition isn't just about career success. It's about having the determination to build a meaningful life, one where both partners can thrive. Take a moment and think of Thomas, a man who always felt content with the status quo. He had a steady job, a loving family, and good friends, but he never really pushed himself to go beyond his comfort zone. That all changed when he met Emma, a woman with big dreams of her own. She wasn't just ambitious for herself, but she was also excited to help others achieve their goals. Thomas was captivated by her energy, her clarity of purpose, and her unshakable belief in the future. Slowly, she began to show him that ambition wasn't just about making money. It was about setting high standards for yourself and striving to be the best version of yourself. Emma wasn't just a source of inspiration. She was a partner who wanted to build something meaningful together. She encouraged Thomas to pursue that side project he'd always dreamed about. At first, he was hesitant, fearful of failing and doubting his abilities. But Emma's belief in him gave him the courage to take the first step. He began to see that ambition wasn't just a solo endeavor. It was something that could be shared, a way to elevate both of their lives. With her encouragement, Thomas pursued his passion for photography, eventually turning it into a profitable business. The pride he felt when they celebrated his first successful project together was unmatched. Ambition in a man demonstrates a desire for self-improvement and a willingness to push beyond the ordinary. It shows a level of dedication that's not just about achieving personal goals, but about building a life that reflects mutual growth. Women want a man who isn't complacent, someone who constantly strives to be better, not just for himself but for those around him. When a man is ambitious, he brings an infectious energy into the relationship, motivating both himself and his partner to reach new heights. But it's important to note that ambition in a relationship doesn't just mean chasing personal success. It's about creating a shared vision. It's about setting goals as a couple and supporting each other's aspirations. A woman wants to know that her partner will work beside her to build a future they both dream of. Whether it's traveling the world, starting a family, or creating a business, the drive to succeed together strengthens the bond and makes the relationship more fulfilling. Ambition also goes hand in hand with resilience. It's not about being perfect, but about having the persistence to keep going, even when things get tough. Women are drawn to men who show they can bounce back from setbacks, who embrace challenges, and who approach life with a positive mindset. A man who is determined, who dreams big, and who takes action with purpose will always be someone a woman admires. Ambition in a man doesn't just inspire his personal growth. It strengthens the relationship. It's the drive that helps both partners reach new milestones together. Now, as we wrap up, remember, a man who possesses these high-value traits will attract a woman who is not only captivated by his strengths, but is excited to walk alongside him in the journey ahead. Hey there, beautiful souls. Glowing star, if this video resonated with you, don't just leave. It's time to show some love. Sparkling heart, hit that like button if you're ready to embrace the incredible high-value traits that make a man truly irresistible. Flexed biceps, I want to hear from you. Speaking head, what's the one trait you think is most important in a man? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm dying to know what you think. Let's create a community where we share ideas and grow together. Seedling, and if you found this video valuable, don't stop here. Fire, there's a treasure trove of wisdom in our other videos just waiting for you to dive in. Mobile phone with arrow, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss out on our daily content that'll uplift and inspire you. Let's grow, inspire, and rise together. See you in the next one. Dizzy globe showing Europe, Africa.